Hello guys, today I'm going to solve this problem edit distance. This is last problem from Leetcode's May challenge. I have already solved this one and this is a very well known problem to find the minimum cost to convert a given string to a different string. I mean a given source string to a target string, where we are given certain cost for insertion or deletion or replacing one character to the other character. Here we are given a simpler version of the original problem. Here we are not given different cost for each operation, and that means for each operation we are allowed to, I mean we can make only one of these operation for one particular index, and we need to know what's the minimum number of operations that we can make to convert one given string to the other string. So if you have been following my previous videos where I have solved multiple dynamic programming based problems, you might have known that I generally prefer solving this in a memoization based approach. That means I first try to do a recursive approach to the solution. I mean I create a recursive solution and then I try to memoize it, like the recurrence relations. I mean in the recursion I try to go through all the possible variations, all the possibilities that we can have, and then if we see that this can be uh, memoized to give better efficiency, we do memoization there. So let's try to see how we can do this here. So when we are going to solve this recursively, we'll have two iterators. One is pointing to the source string and one is pointing to the target string, and both are at the beginning for now. So let's say even if they are at some I comma j position, what options we have? We have an option of first of all we will check if both of them are equal or not. So in this case, for example, both of them are not equal. So what options we have? We have an option of removing one character from the source string, like the string here, or we can add one. That means if we remove this one, then what shall be our next text should look like. So if we remove, let's say, let's mark it as red, we removed something, then we'll have our iterator to the next point, that will be this one, point O, and the R should remain there itself, because then we will compare R and O there. And what else we can do? First of all, let's write this particular thing, that if s of I is not matching s of j, then what option we had is to go for the next state. That means I plus 1 to j, keeping the j here itself. Now let's consider the other option. So to consider the next option, let's first remove this possibility that we have added here. Now what we can do here is we could simply insert one more element here. So when we are going to insert something here, we'll definitely choose to insert the same character which was not here in the target string. So in the target string at this position we needed R, so we would insert R here. That means we are going to change this, keep the iterator for source string at the same place. Like let's first remove this one. Now let's add one line iterator here. That means we are pointing to this particular location. Let's change its color to maintain the same things. And what we need to do now, we need to change this to the next iterator that should be changed, the target iterator for the target string. So what are we going to do is, now we are going to match H with O. So let's write this particular case as well. So it should be something like, we can add here itself. The next possibility was that we will keep the same iterator for the source string at the same place, and we will increase the iterator for the target string by 1. The last option that we have here is that we can change this character at the source string to any character that we want. So we'll definitely choose the one which is matching with the current character from the target string. So we will change this one to R. And now what option that we have? The option that we have is that we are going to increase, because we know that we have just made both of them equal, so we should check for the next two characters from each of the strings. So we will increase both of these iterators. Let's just write it here. We will also have another option, that is that increase both of this by 1. All right, so these are the different possibilities, possibilities of recursions that we can get. And one thing to notice is that in the recursion, because this was the case when we did not when we see that these characters are not matching, so in that case we are adding 1 to our number of operations that we have opted. And if they were already matching, else we would have just checked for the next value itself without adding any cost. So in this case we will increase the counter for both the strings without having to add any operation to the number of operation. And now let's also talk about two base cases that which we should definitely consider. One of them is that when we have reached the end of the target string, we do not have any more targets characters left, then we'll need to definitely delete all the characters from the source string. And similarly, if we don't have anything from source string to either replace or delete, then we'll have to add these many characters which are left into our target string to our source string to make them equal. So with these things in mind, let's see how we can code it. So let me walk you through the code for this one. I have created a DP table to consider the memoization for the overlapping subproblems. So this is the base case, like when we see there are no more characters left in the source string. In that case, we'll return the number of characters left in the target string. Otherwise, if there are no characters left in the target string, then we will return the number of characters left in the source string. If we see this situation multiple times, we are going to return the calculated values if it is already previously calculated. Otherwise, our answer, let's initialize it with int max. And then what are we going to do? We are going to check, as we discussed, that if these two characters match or not. If they are matching, then we are to increase the counter for both of them without adding any cost or without making any operation. And if not, we'll consider all these three cases separately and consider which one is going to give us the minimum one. As you can see, I have added one as a cost of operation, and in the end whatever will be coming from here will be the best answer we are going to memorize into our DP table for this particular state. And yeah, from here I have just calculated the length, which I have initialized as the global variable, so that I don't have to pass it from here the words itself. That's it. I think I was able to explain you guys. Please let me know in the comment section if there is anything that is not clear, or any feedback or any suggestions that you have for me. Thanks for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.